Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Ty Learn, and today I'm remastering another one of my older what ifs, and that what if today is what if Goku learned fusion early? This what if I felt like could have gone a long way, but I didn't really get too creative or really care enough about it back then, so now we are going to be changing that. And if you guys do want to see part 2, let's get this video to 300 likes, and the next part will drop ASAP, and with that all out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's just dive into the scenario. I hope you guys do enjoy the video.
Hey, collecting rings like I'm Sonic. Bitches wanna party. My wrist getting heavy, so I got 'em on a diet, yeah. Flex like I'm Hogan. Yo, he's coming over. We respect.
Now for this to work, I'm going to be changing a few things. Number one, we'll say Goku after he learns Kaioken and Spirit Bomb, he says to King Kai how he would like to test out his power to maybe other fighters that he's trained. King Kai would remind Goku that he's the strongest student he has, but when he mentions other fighters, what he could do is take him to the other world. That way Goku not only has a little time to train with other fighters such as Olibu and Pikkon, but along with him obviously learning the fusion dance. We'll say Goku has like roughly a month or two before the Saiyans arrive, so he has time to learn the dance and even get Zenkais against his opponents. Now, obviously, Olibu and Pikkon wouldn't be as strong as they were in the Cell Saga or post-Cell Saga because all they do is constantly train. However, they are still strong in their own right, and they would make Goku become even stronger physically than his canonical self. When the day of the Saiyan threat arrives, he would be training with Pikkon, and he would have lost track of time, and he would then go back and then obviously go through Snake Way. Now, he does go through Snake Way faster, however, it doesn't matter due to him already wasting more time due to him training in the other world. So he arrives around the same time his canon self does, and he would still power up, but instead of being over 8,000, he would be over 18,000. He slaps Nappa with no difficulty and would proceed to combat the Prince on an even level. However, that's when he just uses the Kaioken, which forces Vegeta into a beam clash. However, Goku only needs the base Kaioken to overpower Vegeta. And Vegeta, like in canon, still survives and would transform into a Great Ape. However, Goku here, instead of solely relying on the Kaioken, remembers what he learned from the Metamorans, and after sensing Krillin and Gohan flying back to Goku, Goku would Solar Flare Vegeta, and he would meet up with Gohan and Krillin, telling them about the fusion dance, and he would tell the two of them to quickly power up so he can gauge who is the strongest, and currently Krillin is stronger than Gohan due to Gohan being a lot more fatigued, and Goku quickly teaches Krillin the fusion dance, and while this is happening, Gohan would see the artificial moon, and goes Ozaru, being the perfect distraction for Krillin and Goku. And after learning the dance, Krillin does his best not to mess it up first try, which allows them to get the fusion off successfully. They're neither Goku or Krillin, they're Gorillin. Yeah, I know, the name sucks, but that's what the fusion is called. Now for the multiplier, I won't be going for A times B since I'm pretty sure that's the Potara fusion's multiplier, but for a baseline I'll just be doing A plus B times either the strongest person's highest form, or if they don't have a transformation, it'll just be an 1,000 times multiplier. And so we'll say Gorillin baseline should have a power level of over 72,000, and he can obviously amp his Kaioken to even further levels than what Goku could do. Meaning with the simple Kaioken times 3, he would easily be saucing on Great Ape Vegeta pretty badly, and Gorillin after getting bored would cut Vegeta's tail with a Destructo Disc and revert him back into base. And we see initially Gorillin getting ready to finish off Vegeta, but another part of him wants him to live so he can have a fun fight, and so that side would overpower Gorillin in the end, allowing Vegeta to escape. The fusion eventually runs out of time, with Gohan questioning why Vegeta escaped, and Goku would say how he mainly had something to do with that. He still wants to beat him in a legit 1v1 someday, and like in canon, we still have Namek being set up. But with one big difference here. Goku isn't really all that injured, which means by the time the original gang gets ready to go to Namek, Goku should be fine and at best would just be a little wounded, but he can recover on the ship. Remember, he didn't push himself to using Kaioken times 4 in this timeline, which means Goku didn't almost break his entire body, which put him in the hospital in the first place. And so our group goes to Namek, with Goku coming along and partaking in image training, and during this time as well, Krillin and Goku would have also taught Gohan the fusion technique just in case if 2 out of the 3 of them are in trouble, they could just fuse and have a fighting chance. When they arrive, they still beat up the Frieza soldiers and encounter Dodoria and Zarbon and Frieza. However, when they save Dende, Goku would use his Kaioken to blitz past Frieza's goons to take the Dragon Balls from Frieza and Zarbon. And to even ensure this, he can even throw a solar flare in there, which would allow the group to escape. Zarbon and Dodoria would be both trying to chase these two, however Goku could just simply use another solar flare, and Krillin can also jump in and do it again, allowing the group to essentially escape like in canon, and eventually this would lead into Dende being taken to Guru's house, but this time by Goku instead of Krillin, getting not only a Dragon Ball, but also his potential unlock. Vegeta, while flying around, would have detected a huge leap in ki and would have recognized this ki as well. Could it be that Kakarot got even stronger and somehow is on Namek? He rushes towards what he senses, and that's when he encounters both Dodoria and Zarbon, and Dodoria ends up dying, and Zarbon dropping Vegeta round 1 like in canon. Meanwhile, the others still get their potential unlocked, and Zarbon would detect these two, that being Krillin and Gohan, when they get their boost, and he would attempt to fight them, but Goku would just simply be too strong for him, and he would easily one-shot the elite soldier, even in his transformed state. Vegeta by this point would have recovered in the healing pod, receiving a Zenkai, and he would go out to try and face Zarbon, but doesn't sense him around. With that, he would try and collect Dragon Balls on his own, with him still bullying up a whole Namekian village just for one Dragon Ball, but that's when Goku and the others arrive, telling Vegeta to hand it over. Vegeta would have lunged himself at Goku with his full power, saying he's gotten even stronger, as Goku perceives Vegeta as if he were in slow motion. He easily dodged the Prince's attacks, saying he wasn't the only one who got stronger, as Vegeta would try throwing more attacks, but it's pointless as Goku blitzes past Vegeta and takes the ball from him. Vegeta, seeing this, would get enraged and would fly up in the sky and prepare to throw a Gallic gun straight up, trying to destroy the planet. However, that's when the Ginyu Force arrives and they would combat the Z Fighters. Vegeta doesn't waste any time and kills Golda on the spot, while then attempting to fight Recoome, but gets badly beaten, and this forces Goku to step in, who just easily takes out the Ginyu Force, similarly to how he did in the other world. He one-shots every member except for their leader, that being Captain Ginyu, who is considerably more powerful than the others. Him recognizing Goku's incredible power would then use his body swap technique, which catches Goku off guard like in canon, meaning Ginyu Goku is still born. However, this Ginyu would be a way bigger threat than in canon because Goku's base is so much stronger. This means Ginyu actually surpasses his initial 120,000 power level in his base form, meaning he actually gets some good results from this. And also because they don't have Senzu Beans, Vegeta doesn't get his Zenkai, meaning he's not even able to contend with Captain Ginyu, and this would force Krillin and Gohan to try and fuse. Initially they get it wrong, forming a fat version of the fusion, but then they would get it right once they defuse, forming Kree Gohan. What the f*** are these fusion names, bro? This fused warrior would prove to be too much for Ginyu, and he attempts to even body swap with them, but Goku gets in the way, and Ginyu still becomes Ginyu Frog in the end. Goku and Vegeta are both put in healing pods, and Kree Gohan, after defusing, would then get Dende and get the Dragon Balls to then revive Piccolo and teleport him to Namek, and like in canon, they would still combat Frieza. However, when they do, Krillin and Gohan just simply do the fusion dance, merging into Kree Gohan once again, and forcing Frieza to using even his fourth form. This is because by this point, Krillin and Gohan have finally already obtained their full Guru boost, meaning their fusion is also a lot more powerful as well. And Piccolo eventually joins in on the fight, however, Kree Gohan is really the only relevant fighter that's even keeping up with Frieza. But that's when Frieza decides to show off 80% of his power, which starts to slowly overwhelm Kree Gohan, and once that happens, they would then immediately defuse, making them have an even bigger disadvantage, and as they are about to meet their demise, Vegeta and both Goku arrive at the same time. Both receiving Zenkais, however, Goku significantly getting more powerful due to him not only getting the Guru boost, but the same boost that he got from the Ginyu fight. Meaning he not only gets his initial boost that boosts him to 3 million, but on top of this he already has a stronger base than the Goku that already got this boost, and also got a boost from Guru, which multiplies his power. So Goku in his base form by this point, I believe, should be around at least 30 million. And so Goku's base power level would be at 30 million, whereas Vegeta would reach a power level of 3 million himself, due to him receiving a massive Zenkai against Ginyu. And so Goku doesn't even need to rely on the Spirit Bomb, as he can simply use a Kaioken times 20 to one-shot Frieza. And with this, Frieza is defeated, there's no Super Saiyan, no need to go to Yardra, and no new Namek. The Namekians just thank the Z Fighters for what they've done, and they would then all go home, with them eventually restoring the rest of the Z Fighters that died in the Saiyan battle. Now, as for the future timeline, Goku still dies from the heart virus, and Trunks would eventually still train with Gohan. However, that's when Gohan tries to attempt to train him to use the Metamoran fusion dance, that way they have a chance against the androids. However, when they try to attempt this would lead into 17 and 18 basically almost destroying the entire city and almost killing both of them. However, it only led into Gohan losing an arm and barely saving Trunks. And because of Gohan losing an arm, this means they can't perform the fusion dance, and so this would lead into him sacrificing himself and essentially the future timeline aligning with his canon self. Trunks would still go back into the past to warn the Z Fighters, and I'll just say he goes back into the timeline that we are covering right now, just so we avoid any confusion. And like in canon, Trunks would still confront Goku and give him the heart medicine while also trying to test out his power by powering up into Super Saiyan and telling him to do the same. Goku nervously laughs as he would then question to Trunks what that is, and Trunks' jaw would then comedically drop. How does this Goku not know Super Saiyan? How did he even defeat Frieza? He would ask Goku these questions, and Goku would just say that he simply got a lot more powerful thanks to Guru's boost on Namek. Trunks tells Goku how he got the form and would tell Goku to try and obtain this form before the android battle, that way they have a chance of surviving. And so the Z Fighters would then begin to train for the next 3 years, with Goku, Piccolo, and Gohan training together, while Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha would meet up to train together, and Krillin would also teach the two about the fusion dance. And if they didn't know about it then, they could learn it during their time on King Kai's planet, since we do know in canon they completed their training faster than Goku, so it is possible King Kai could have just taken him to the other world. And eventually the Z Fighters still meet up, and they would still see the androids attack a nearby city. And that's where I'm going to be leaving the story off for right now. Thank you for those who watched until the end, and if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new to the channel, hit the bell icon, check out my other videos if you haven't, and also leave a suggestion down in the comment section. That way when I read the comments, I can one day pick your what if. And also be sure to follow me on Twitter, that will be linked in the description, and I'm going to see you all in the next one. Peace out, have a nice rest of the day everybody.
Bravo,